Well, it is the first weekend in February, and we have been experiencing an Arctic blast of weather with below zero temperatures and snow blowing around. But at least here at the 18th Century Artisan Show, we can enjoy some great colonial crafts and kind of get our minds off of the brutality of winter. So let's see what they have at the show. So the show was broken up into three main areas. There's an area that primarily has actual antique rifles and antique parts, and that's what we're looking at right now in the overview. And then there's an area that has rifle building supplies, so you could make your own guns now. And then there's the contemporary artists area, which is over in the country cupboard kitchen complex. So let's take a look at the antique side.
Yeah, we see some really great original rifles here.
Oh, the one with $20 on it. Oh, okay. One near $60.
Well, he showed it to me. I saw the price tag.
Some more beautiful original rifles here.
First Secretary of the Treasury. Yep. It's a good bar for there you go. Thanks again.
It's just early. And some more beautiful original rifles. You can really get spoiled by seeing all this great work. Some of this fine inlay work.
Whenever you see this, that's all he's doing. And then when you have this form, see, this is like the early French form. See how it has that Roman stalk on it? Roman nose, but real thin wrist. Right, a real thin wrist. That's like Walter's trade Louis only 1757. This is the early form. They took this from this form and they copied it.
There are so many beautiful original rifles and pistols here that it's really easy to go into sensory overload. I mean, just everywhere you look in this room, there are some fantastic examples of 18th and 19th century rifle making. Definitely worth the visit.
Another interesting original York County rifle.
623 or something.
There are all sorts of 18th century crafts represented here. The folks from Steinhagen Pottery are just one example.
There's some beautiful period pottery here.
Yes. These, I believe, in charge here. There's a green one back there too. It's the same. It's the same thing.
And that would have a price
Looks
on
like
it?
one of a kind. It might.
Could you find out for me?
I will find out. Thank you. Actually, it does have a price.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
And all of this is made by the Steinhagens. In fact, I've got one of these flasks myself that they made for me. Very nice.
There you go.
We've got period correct clothing here.
These are all other vendors also.
Hello.
Now, did you make these shoes?
I make everything. These are country-made shoes, and I've designed them. Most people in North America wore this type of shoes. This is what regular people wore, not the lasted shoes that cordwainers would make.
Let's see up here. Why don't you show us? And what are the difference between with these and
Okay,
cobblers
these are turned shoes. Okay, let me show you on my models here.
Okay.
See this? The seams are on the inside so that you don't wear out the stitches.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm over here with my friend John DeWalt, Master Horner. He's doing some work right now.
That's okay. That's okay.
There's so many great horners in the Hornmakers Guild, the Honorable Company of Horners. And there's a master horner. John is right at the top of his game. Always love to look at his work.
No, not yet.
Some more beautiful rifles here.
Pick it up, put it on the table if you want a specific photo. I gotta get rid of my shirt and hat. I'll talk to you later, Mike.
Okay. Just beautiful work.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
There's some beautiful long rifles here. Being in Pennsylvania, these are quite popular in my neck of the woods, so it's always great to see them. And over here is gunmaker Alan Martin, fantastic gunmaker. And as usual, he's holding court next to some of his beautiful rifles. Here in Pennsylvania, most of what we see for the guns are long rifles like these. But there's some beautiful plains guns here as well. Nice Hawken replicas. We don't see these all the time at Eastern shows, so always a pleasure. Well, I'm here with my friend Chris Lubach, and if you remember last year's video, Chris was telling us about his work to develop a new flintlock for gun builders, and I thought we'd get a little update on how things are going. So Chris, how's the project going?
Oh, it's going pretty good, Mike. We've kind of changed direction a little bit. We have some parts here from the CNC supplier, and we have everything actually in-house to do the first 100 locks, minus the cock.
So originally you were going to use cast parts.
Correct.
But now you're going with all CNC machining parts.
That is
right?
correct. That is correct. It's a little bit more money, but it's a far superior product. And we actually were, prior to this show, we were still planning to cast the cocks to try to keep the price down. But we've asked quite a few people, builders, and quite a few customers as well, and everybody seems to agree to go ahead and mill the cocks. It saves you a lot of time on polishing. This what you see here, minus the cock, was polished in about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes.
And we all hate polishing locks. So.
Exactly, exactly. So, if we mill this, then basically you're probably adding another 15 to 20 minutes, so you'd be able to polish the whole lock in about an hour. In about 2 hours to 2 hours.
And when do you think you'll be on the market with them?
Well, we're waiting on springs. I was told 3 months to get my springs because the springs are being hand forged. So, and then obviously I have to send the CAD file to the CNC guy.
Right.
So I'm hoping 3 to 4 months.
Well, that sounds good. I look forward to working with them myself.
Thank you.
All right, now this is a game bag.
You're right. There's a reason it's so big.
That is huge. Well, tell me about it.
They wouldn't make it that big. You have trouble finding people that can do the knotting. I did not do the knotting. I work at Genesee Country Village up in Rochester, and in 19th Century Village. A young man there, Chris Jones, worked in our tailor shop one day a week, and I noticed that he had made some a ditty bag. Ditty bags were what sailors put all their stuff in. It was a tiny one like that. The knotting he did on it was phenomenal. I said, wow, you do that knotting? He says, I learned most of it. I worked on the tall ships out in California for a few years, and that's where he learned a lot of it. And I showed him a picture of this particular knot because 98% of the original bags I see, including the one that's out there in that other room, is this same knot. He says, he looks at a picture of it, he says, oh yeah, I can do that. He told me about it and everything. I said, well, okay. A couple weeks later, he comes back after he acquired the hemp, the proper size of hemp rope or material. 11 hours it took him to make that.
That's pretty cool. I've got some more beautiful powder horns here. Really interesting scrimshaw work.
Later Pennsylvania, you start seeing that scallop there.
Some beautiful guns by William Reynolds. One still in the white here. Some beautiful finished guns. Here, my friend Mitch H's booth, and Mitch, though he is a fantastic gun maker, he's also a wonderful silver engraver. You can see some of the great work he does in silver here. But besides the silver work, Mitch is one of the finest riflesmiths in the country. And this just gives you a little idea of the kind of work he does. He makes some beautiful early rifles.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here with Tim Williams, and one of his latest projects is building a replica of Davy Crockett's rifle, which is just a beautiful piece. So let's get Tim to tell us a little bit about this.
This is patterned after Crockett's first rifle that he had. The original's in the East Tennessee Museum. I was gracious enough to be able to photograph it and take measurements of it. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous rifle as far as it goes. The original and reproduction works out well in that case.
It's a York County style, isn't it?
Yep, York County style, but nobody knows for sure what it's made of. Who made it? It's not signed the original, but it's definitely York County, and that's about as far as it goes. So, different ideas, different opinions, and that's about it on it.
Well, that's beautiful, absolutely beautiful work. Some beautiful brass and copper work here. Very fine pieces.
You might wake up with the answer. Maybe. Good luck.
Some more copper work. I'm here at Ken Gahagan's table, and besides doing some gorgeous rifles, Ken does some of the nicest club butt fowlers that you're ever going to see. And just absolutely fantastic works of art.
Well, to be honest with you, there's almost too much to see at the show. And I would need probably a whole day to show you a video that did you justice to what's there. So I'm just going to close out and show you a selection of still photos from some of the great products that are at the 18th Century Artisan Show. And if you enjoy this, I hope that next year I'll see you at the show in person.